Hi everyone, Ann Butler here. I am just going to wait a few minutes until some of you come in. We're going to do some super cute tags today. They're quick and easy and something everybody's going to need with the upcoming holidays. So I like doing tags as a quick project and to try out new products. So I am going to see if I can find myself on the computer. It is right before I came on, they changed my Facebook to the new Facebook viewing, and nothing is popping up. So I'm going to see if I can find it here. And I am not seeing it, so I'm just going to try and see your comments. So welcome everybody. I am Ann Butler and I am with Bella Crafts Publishing. We publish a free craft magazine 4 times a year, and the newest issue just came out last week. So if you haven't gotten yours, Lisa will put the link in here so you can grab it. And all you need to do is sign up, and then we'll send it right to your inbox. And then you'll get all the future free issues also. It is filled with crafty fall and Halloween projects. And actually, one of our viewers who is in our group, we have a group, Do You Love to Craft, where you can share your projects that you create. Sylvia Lewis, she put a picture in there and I just loved it. And I reached out to her and we actually featured her in the magazine, and her project is on the cover. So if you might like to be featured, make sure you join our group and share your projects. Today, Blank Page Muse is our sponsor. And I am using a stamp set from them from Pam Bray. And this is a picture of all of the stamps that came in that set. I am just using the word thanks and this great sunflower here in my project today. But all of those stamps come, I mean, it's a huge stamp set. So you're going to want to check out Blank Page Muse. And they are doing a $25 gift certificate that we will give away next week. We do a random drawing, and you need to like, share, and comment with the hashtag BellaCrafts for a chance to enter. With the hashtag BellaCrafts, we're able to grab everybody who has used that hashtag and put them into a program, and then we're able to pick a winner that way. And also, Blank Page Muse is offering a 25% discount through the end of November. You know, all you have to do is put in the code BELLASPOOKY. So Bella for us and Spooky for Halloween. So you can get 25% off anything you want at Blank Page Muse if you want to go there and shop through November 30th. I want to show you what I'm creating today. I'm creating these cute tags. I love tags because they're quick and easy, and you can try different projects or products, and you can do different things with them. So I use the same 2 stamps in different size tags and different color tags. So this is what I'm sharing today. I am using the stamps, like I said, from Blank Page Muse, and I'm using my watercolors from Emerald Creek. Now these are called glacé, and they come in these cute little containers. So you're able to use the paint and keep them closed. Now these watercolors are heat activated, so if you're using it and you're coloring and you don't want to blend your colors, you can heat set it. And they'll stop, and you can go over it and blend it with another color, and it's not going to run like normal watercolors. So you might want to give those a try. But we're going to get started on our project today. I'm going to move my camera down. It does take me a minute. This is the worst part of the video, as I say every single week. But Lisa will put comments in, and if you would like to enter for the giveaway, make sure you like, share, and comment this video, and you'll automatically be entered. Now I have to move my other tripod out of the way. And these are the products I'm using today. Like I said, I'm using my Glacé watercolors from Emerald Creek and creating cute little tags. And look at how big these stamps are. I mean, this is a nice size stamp, and you get all of these stamps in that set. And this one is by Pam Bray for Blank Page Muse. So, to get started, I wanted to do, when I first started, I for sure wanted to do a tag with craft color. And then I thought, well, no, maybe the manila color would be better. And then, of course, no, maybe the white color is better. So you keep second guessing yourself, but I love days like that when you're able to play and experiment with different products and see what it is you really like. Because when I was doing this, and I used embossing powder, and I thought, oh, maybe I should use white embossing powder. This tag I have not finished yet, but I don't like it as well as the black. I knew that right away. As soon as I started coloring it with the watercolors, I knew that it was not something I really liked, but I will finish it. And then I also like it with just the embossing powder and no color. This would be actually stunning with the black top, I think. I really like that a lot. This is just a little pop of color in there, but I like the black and craft together. So that's a possibility. And then the white and craft, I like that better than with the color in it. So when you're doing different projects, play around and get a bunch of stuff out and just play until you're happy with what you come up with, because it's fun to just try different things and see what really works for you. So on these tags that I did, I actually used some of my new papers from Emerald Creek. So I have these beautiful glitter papers that are called Festive Nights, and they come in, let me see, get them all here, 2, 4, 6, 8 colors, yeah. They come in 8 colors. And because it was a sunflower, I knew that this yellow one would be perfect. I thought about maybe using the orange one, but the yellow one just worked perfectly with these tags. So I always save all the little bits of scraps and everything, because if you're doing tags, you only need a teeny bit to add to the top to really finish your tag off. Okay, so to get started, I actually used my Misty for this project. And I'm going to take the magnets off. And it comes with this foam platform that you use for clear stamps. And This is like the white tag here. This is watercolor paper. So because, first let me show you. For the larger tags, I just put them down in the corner here. And I put the stamp down here. So that it was easily positioned. But for the watercolor tag, because it's smaller, I put it up farther. And I always like to line things up against the side to make sure I have them straight. And then I take the stamp, and I know I want just a bit of that second leaf in there, and I put it off to the side just a little bit so I have room for the thanks. And I put that on there, and then I'm using a pigment ink from Gina K for my embossing. And what's nice about this is there's a color to it, so you're able to see where you stamped. And if you needed to, you can always, with the stamp positioner, you're able to go over this a second time. I'm going to grab a baby wipe. I get aggressive sometimes when I'm inking up, and I just don't want any of that on my tag. So there you go. And then I wipe my stamp off. Now, you don't have to emboss this. You can use just the black ink, and that would be fine too. So it's not like you have to emboss. I just liked the look of embossing. So for the word thanks, I kind of line it up there on the edge, and I pick it up with the cover, and then I look at it and make sure it's straight. I got it crooked on a couple, and I wasn't so upset with that. But so you just come back in with the pigment ink, and again I'm going to use that baby wipe just to wipe up those edges, because you don't want to get, when you're embossing, you don't want to get that extra ink on there, because the embossing powder, of course, will pick it up. But if you do, you can always fix it, because there are no mistakes in crafting. So there, I inked that up. I'm going to do it one more time, just to make sure I have enough. And that's what I like about the stamp positioners. You're able to line it up and make multiples of anything, and quickly and easily. Not that I like to make a zillion of anything, but it is nice. And you can see that that's darker than this. It's because maybe I didn't clean my stamp off good enough after I used the black ink, which is quite possible. I am more of a believer that stamps are tools, and than worrying about if I have a little bit of ink on them. Okay, so when I'm doing the embossing, I'll always work over a piece of paper, and I will take my embossing powder and just sprinkle it all over, and then tap. You can, if you want, use, they have static pads and stuff that you can put on before so the embossing powder doesn't go all over everything. I use them sometimes, and a lot of times I forget. You just shake that all on there until it's covered nicely. And then you take all of this excess. You don't use very much of this, and embossing powders and glitter and things like that, they last forever because you use hardly none. And I put it back right away because if I don't, then I'm gonna have a mess all over my studio. At this point, you would take your heat gun and heat this up. Yesterday I was having problems with my heat gun, and it doesn't seem to want to be plugged into a extension cord, and I don't have an outlet right here that I can plug it in to show you. But as you heat this up, the embossing powder melts and becomes beautiful, and you get that beautiful shine. So it goes from that powdery look to that beautiful shine. And what's really cool about embossing powders when you're working with watercolors is you have the raised edge all the way around, and it kind of keeps everything in place. So that helps. And for this, I'm going to use the diamond yellow for the sunflower. And on the leaves, I'm going to use both the emerald and topaz, because the emerald is too green and the topaz just gives it a little bit of color, or takes away the darkness of that green. And I'm going to put a craft sheet down here just so that I can get my pens. And I am actually using, you can use a brush. I've been trying to play with water brushes, and they're kind of fun. So what you do is you fill this barrel with water, and then you can, I'm going to take this off, you can squeeze, and the water goes right into your watercolors, and then you're able to blend it and pick up your color. Now, I have several of these done. I think I'm going to do it on this better because I think it shows up better on the manila tag than on the craft tag. I just think it showed up a little bit better. So hopefully my head isn't in the way. And what's cool about this is it doesn't take long, and if you go over any of the embossed areas, it's okay because it's not going to retain that color. And this is quick, and it's kind of a nice, relaxing craft to do. So I enjoyed it. But you can get a bunch of these going, and tags are always great to add to a bottle of wine, a plant, any kind of gift that you're going to give to someone. And You can put thanks, you can put happy birthday. There's so much you can do with tags. And it's not a card, which cards are beautiful too. Tags are a lot quicker, and sometimes you just need something really quick. Now, down inside there, now when I got my glacés, I didn't get my ruby. So I have my ruby in the original pots, which I thought these are way cuter than these just pots, so we went with those. But the ruby I only have in this one color, or this pot. So I'm going to pick up just a little bit of the ruby color, and I'm using the same watercolor water brush because the yellow is lighter and isn't going to really affect the red. And I'm just going to pull just a little bit of that red just in here, and I'm going to pull it all the way into this center. And I am not by any means a watercolor artist, but I think this is easy enough to do and you get great results. So I think that looks great. It's so easy to do. I am not a fine watercolorist. I like things that are quick and easy, and to me this is very quick and easy. So then you can just close this up and it's ready for next time. So that's a thicker brush. I'm going to use this really thin brush. And I'm going to put a little bit of water on there, and then I found that when I went directly on the leaves with this emerald color, it was just too stark for me. So what I did was I am taking some of the emerald and the topaz and mixing them together off to the side here, and then I'm spraying my brush to get rid of all that excess. But I just thought that was a better color than that dark green. And now that I have just that little bit of color in there, what I'm doing, I don't know if you can see off to the side. Yeah, I'm just cleaning my brush by squeezing some of that out. And I'm going to wipe this away. And now that this is clear, then I can pull up this color that's already on there, because there's plenty on there. And like I said, what's great about the embossing is you have guides. So you really, that watercolor isn't going to go out of those guides unless you're being a little wild. So there, it's kind of shaded. Like I said, I'm not by any means a watercolor artist, but I'm happy with that. And with these glacés, if you didn't want the colors to blend, if you heat set the yellow and then put the red on, they would not blend at all. I wanted it to blend because it's a flower. So I'm going to wipe my mat and put that down. Yes, Dorothy, watercoloring is so forgiving. I agree. It is. It's not something I've done a lot. I want to do a lot more of, especially since I have these beautiful glacés. But I like the results, and I like having stamps to color within and not watercoloring like an actual picture by itself. You find it relaxing too, Dorothy? Yes, it is. I just think it's very relaxing. So at this point, it doesn't take long for this to dry. And I have this I want to put at the top, but I found that I didn't want it like super wide. And I found that these tags were a little tall, so I'm just going to trim off about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch off the top. Which is nice when you buy larger tags, you're able to do that. I like the larger tags because then I have more of an area to work with, and I can decide the length I want it. So I just take the top that I just cut off and I use it as a guide to cut my corners. So I can see right there. That way my corners are close to being perfect. And then while that's still on there, I'm going to take a pencil and just mark, because that would be where the center is. And then I can put my hole in there, like that. And then for this top part, and I just, lots of times when I'm doing tags, I'll grab all my scraps and I'll just see what's gonna fit, what's gonna work. And I play. I like to play and try different things. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Okay, so that's too wide, so I'm going to trim a little bit more of that off. So I'm going to trim about 1/2 inch off. But I'll save that little piece I just took off because I might use it for something else. I have a lot of little containers that I keep all those scraps in. So I like that. And I'm going to take this and mark that center again so I can get the hole in here. Like that. It's a little tiny bit off there, but that's okay. And I do like to use this Gina K tape because it is very forgiving. Like, you can put it down and lift it up until you have it exactly where you want it. And then I just cut my corners here. Cut that excess off. And if you didn't want to tape it down, you can use cute little staples. There's so much you can do. Just see what you have and work with that. So that's cute. And on this, I'm going to take some of this beautiful silk ribbon. I love this ribbon because it goes with everything. Like I have a black roll and a white roll, and 9 times out of 10, it's going to work for my projects if I'm looking for ribbon. Now I'm going to take and look at where that is and just put a little bit of glue along the back, because I'm going to put the ribbon all the way around to kind of finish it off. And tap that in place. That way I don't have to have any glue on the front in case it oozes over. It's nice not to have that worry. Then I just cut that. So we're almost done. What I did to finish this tag off and all the other tags, I'm going to grab my craft sheet again. Move a couple of these things out of the way. And with a blender brush and some dye ink, I'm going to ink up the edges just a little bit, all the way around. Like I'll come on here and do this so that it blends up into it, but to get the crispness that I'm looking for, like that gives it some color in here, but I always like to do the direct to paper right along the edge, just to really finish it off. And it's all personal preference. Some people don't like this. They would want the tag totally clean. And that I understand too. It just depends what look you're going for. But I like doing blending just a bit and then doing the direct to paper with the edge. And then what I did to actually finish this tag off and the other 2 tags was I took a little bit of black paint and water to make a wash. And then I have an old toothbrush, and then I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want to get anything on my camera or anything. Then I just use, you can use your finger or you can use a craft stick to get the spatters on. And that just kind of pulls it all together with all those little spatters. Sometimes it turns out great, sometimes admittedly it does not. So, but I like adding just that little extra touch. And on this one, because this was white, so I put quite a few spatters on there, and I just think it pulled the entire thing together. And on these 2, instead of using ribbon, I use some, I don't know, I've had this forever. But it's cotton pearl. And I just used it and tied a bow. So they're quick, they're easy, and fun to do. So these would make a great addition to a gift, but they would also make a great gift. Like if you did like 6 of these or 12 of these and tied them with a pretty bow and gave this to somebody as a gift, that would be a great gift too. So just think outside the box and play with the products you have. You know, stamping is so much fun, and embossing and watercoloring, easy to all do together. Add just a little bit of paper like I did right here. This is just black cardstock, and I think, let me see, I'm going to do this real quick. I think I'm going to trim off the top edge of this one and add just a tiny piece of black to the very top. I'm going to cut these ends. Remember, use that, what you cut off, as a pattern. Just hold it in place. But while I have everything out here right now, I should just do this, and then you can see. Get my hole punch. And then a little piece of black for at the top. For this one, because it's black, I'm going to just not put the hole in first. I'm going to actually put the tape on here and line that up. And cut the excess off. So when you have all your stuff out and you're playing and you're making stuff, just see what goes together, and you never know what you create. It's fun to do all different things. And I really do like black on craft, so I'm just going to try to eyeball this one. There we go. So for this one, I would just, even on this one, to give it like a little pop of color. Let me see. I'm not going to use my trimmer. I'm going to try and cut a straight line. Maybe do that just to give it just that little tiny pop of color. I'm not going to use the, you can tell my craft stick that I use to glue with is in need of being changed. I'm not going to use the tape because this is such a tiny, tiny piece. So that, I think just that little pop of color is enough. And then we'll do a ribbon at the top. And you wouldn't have even had to, this won't have to be embossed either. I like the embossing because it gives that rich look to it, but you could just stamp it and that would be okay too. So it wouldn't have to be embossed. So if you wanted to just do this stamping, that would work. And I'm going to add just a little bit of color, very little. I'm going to start by just doing the direct to paper and see if that's enough. And then maybe I don't have to blend any on there. But that just kind of pulls the entire thing together. And yes, this is black up here. It wouldn't have to be done, but there, I like that. There might be enough on here to do just a titch. I don't want to do much because I do like how that looks. So there you go, another quick and easy tag. And they all look so different. Not really, they all have the same elements, but you get a different look from here and the totally black one. And before I went live, last week when I showed you blending the inks for the coasters, I had some of that paper left and I also stamped it on that paper. This one I watercolored. Oh, okay, so this is what it would look like with all the beautiful colors. And this one I went and watercolored with just yellow, so this was really pink right here. I just used the diamond yellow and did the leaves. So that's another look. So I save all the little scraps and play with them, and I do a lot of tags, as you can tell. But I hope you liked the project today. Remember, Blank Page Muse is offering 25% off your orders through November 30th with the code SPELLASPOOKY. So be sure and check them out and all the beautiful stamps that they have. And last week's winner of a $100 goodie bag from Bella Crafts, we were sponsoring last week. I did both of the lives. And the winner for last week is Katie Omodin. So if you would give us a shout out, we need your mailing address so we can mail that package to you. It's a $100 goodie box filled with craft products. So Katie, make sure you get a hold of us. Your last name, I'm not saying it right. It's Amodio. So get a hold of us and we will send out your prize. And make sure to like, comment, and share on this video so that you guys can all be entered with the hashtag Bella Crafts for Blank Page Muses $25 gift card. And we'll be announcing that winner next week. So I hope you liked the project. I know it was quick and easy, but hopefully you learned a new tip or trick or something in here. So until next time, be creative. See you next week. Bye.